What up?
What up? And yes, we are live because I have
What's
to be.
going on?
Man, it
Yeah.
Hey, did you
has
find Dr. Delaney at the party?
been a
Yeah,
day.
but so did Lee.
Hello and
Oh no, what
happy
happened?
birthday,
Lee corrupted
America.
him and made him kill himself.
Oh yeah. Happy
That's
4th
horrible.
for sure.
We have to stop this guy.
We will.
So,
Before Delaney died, he gave Lee a name. Morgan Michaels.
I definitely
Morgan
have.
Michaels. Who is he?
I guess I don't
Not
have
sure.
to,
But I
but
think he works on the Devil's
I
Breath
need
project.
to get some
Have you
stuff
learned anything from that
out
Devil's Breath
about
file?
Colin
Yeah, get this.
Kaepernick.
A few years ago, Osborn came to Fisk and asked
Yeah.
him to build a lab, but
Yeah.
keep it hidden from regulators.
Yeah, definitely.
Secret lab.
I have
For Devil's Breath?
If
never
it's as dangerous as we
Never
think it is,
in
I
all
can
of
see why.
professional
Where's the lab?
sports
It's not in
has
the
there
file.
been
Osborn made Fisk
a
destroy
bigger
all records of it.
douchebag
All I have
than
are
Colin
invoices from Osborn's
Kaepernick.
personal account to Fisk Construction. Knowing Fisk, he kept
Yeah.
the invoices around for blackmail
And
material on the mayor.
Everything leads back
here's
to
the
Norman
thing.
Osborn. Guess it's time
Nobody
to pay him a
has
visit.
signed to him
I doubt he's gonna tell you anything.
Wasn't planning to
because
ask.
he's a liability.
Right.
And, maybe he should change sports, that way. Like, let's say basketball, since they're not the owners of the NBA teams, they're not going to be called the owners no more. They're going to be called governors.
A group of terrorists assassinate American citizens in a bomb attack. How is it possible that instead of being wiped out of
what
existence,
sounds more
these
racist?
masked criminals are still at large
Governor
and still
or
striking
owner?
at innocent people like Oscorp CFO Charles Standish
Governor,
in their own
probably
homes.
owner.
Well, now, here's the thing. If you look back in, old history.
Oh shit, yeah. Sorry.
Governors, and we're talking political people, governors, owned slaves.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, I just think ownership, like you own something, like you own a person, so that's why I said that.
Yeah, and, that's why, they have contracts.
Right.
Like, that's the thing I don't get. And Colin Kaepernick, this Nike was going to do a shoe to commemorate Betsy Ross with the 13 colony star flag. Right. God forbid, there's 13 stripes on the motherfucker.
Alright.
Which, I'm sorry, I'm not really calling the flag a motherfucker. I'm just pointing out, I respect that flag. I think there should be a law I think it should be a death penalty.
Shit.
Well, if you burn a flag, why can't we do the same to you?
Yeah, that's a good point. I've looked more into this, and there's a lot of people that are on Kaepernick's side, because what they're saying is, well, what a lot of folks are saying is that they support Kaepernick's, well, his fucking name is Colin. They're supporting Colin's approach with this because, Betsy's influence was based off of racism, and that was the, initial direct intent. But the thing of it is I think we're holding on entirely too much to a lot of what happened then. Look, there are over 70 genders now, and every single one of them has a fucking flag. So it was just a matter of time before the United States got a flag. So I think we need to kind of look past what was and recognize everything that we've been through. We've managed to pull through this anymore. Slavery is not a thing anymore, minus the whole you know, corporations running you and me and so on and so forth. There is still slavery, but it's not like what it was before, and racism is not like what it was before, and I think we seriously just need to let go of that shit. I don't think there's anything wrong with honoring somebody who made the first flag. I really don't see anything wrong with that, but that's today's society for you. You know, we live in an overtly politically correct ass-raping shit-fucking societies. You can't do anything anymore. You know?
Yeah, and, you know, I definitely agree that we are definitely not ready for a socialist president. We are not ready. No.
No. Hell no, we're not. Absolutely. I agree completely.
I mean, I would like one day to see a socialist, but I think I'm going to be well buried in the ground before I ever see that.
Yeah, most definitely.
We're more likely to have a transgender president.
Yeah, right. I mean, that seems to be the direction we're going. I can't believe I was binge watching YouTube here recently about this whole gender shit, because this is just fucking weird to me. I will respect you and I will support you, but there's a weird argument going on now, and not to get off topic, it's all kind of associated with the same thing, us living in a fucked up society. But there's some videos where you have these folks trying to convince a person that believes that there's only two genders, okay? They're trying to convince this person that believes there's only male and female that there are in fact over 70 genders. Why is that even a thing? You know what I mean? So it's like that we're living in a world like that. We're living in a society like that here, at least in, you know, where we are. So it wouldn't surprise me anytime soon to see, you know, a president that's transgender. I mean, Christ, what is there, like 3 or 4 women running for president? I mean, it's just a matter of time. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I mean, let's face it. We got a black president. I liked him. And it's just a matter of time before we get a female president, and then we're going to get a gay president and a transsexual and a whatever gender, because that's just the thing now. And honestly, I think it's kind of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
By the way, that's the sound of World War III going on.
Yeah, I'm outside smoking, and people are kind of going nuts.
And, actually, I'm thinking we're going to have another civil war.
I think so, too. I really do. I'm glad you said that. I mean, I hope not. I really do, for the sake of our children, you know, and you and me.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to kill me, fine. I haven't really done anything. I haven't left a mark. I'm not an asset to society. I'm just another shit human being. But I really do see that there's another civil war coming. I really do. It's just a matter of goddamn time. And it's because of how stupid we are. It's because we brought this on ourselves, and we're going to let it rip here sooner or later.
Now, can we say who the real stupid people are? Because, let's face it, me and you, we are not stupid. We are not part of the problem.
No, we're not. I agree. You are an incredibly intelligent individual, and I'm, well, whatever. But I agree. We are not part of the problem. I very much so support that.
Say, because I'm no longer, do I consider myself Republican, Democrat, Socialist, Independent, Conservative, or any of those political parties. I considered myself an American.
Yeah, amen to that shit. Hell yeah. Absolutely. And you know, the thing of it is like, I respect so much of this. I can't talk that bad about a lot of it, only because I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. But I will say this. Every single president, regardless of what he or she is and what they decide their fucking gender is, okay, today's society, one thing is for damn certain. Everybody in politics, they all have one thing in common. And you want to know what that is? Money. They have a fuck ton of money. It's all about money, greed, lies, and power.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard for me to sit back and watch C-SPAN and CNN and Fox News and this, that, and the other. Basically, what you're doing is you're bending over and you're being double-fisted in the rectum and just believing everything you're being told. That's a bunch of horseshit.
Yeah.
So I'm an independent. You know, I used to be this and I used to be that, but I can't take it seriously anymore because it's all a bunch of bullshit, you know?
I mean, when it comes to news, you know, I try to be, you know, open-minded towards, you know, MSNBC, CNN.
Yeah.
I will not watch ABC. Nope. Whoopi Goldberg is dead to me.
Oh, God.
Don't get me wrong.
Stay away from that fucking... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That was rude. But stay away from that one show. What's that show called where there's a bunch of women sitting around talking?
The View.
Yes, that's a bunch of feminist bullshit right there. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, it's basically, you know, 50-minute, you know, they're on their rags, so they got to get their opinions off.
Amen.
I hate The View. And simply because you have this judge, I don't know if you've heard of her, her name is Judge Janine. She's a Fox News spokeswoman.
Okay.
And you know what? She does not hold back. You know, she says what's on her mind. Yeah, she's more of the Republican side.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, she has really good points. And, she was on the show trying to promote her book that she wrote.
Okay.
And Whoopi keeps bringing up the fact that she's a Trump supporter. And Judge Janine said, no, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I support my president.
There you go.
You know, I'm an American, so as an American, I have to support the president.
Right, exactly. Got to show some respect whether or not you believe it or not.
Exactly. You know, even if you didn't vote for him, no matter what, that is still your president. You could say he's not your president, but your social security number, your birth certificate says otherwise.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, if you're an American citizen, I'm sorry. That might sound dumb, but back to Colin Kaepernick. You know, he found it offensive about an error that, you know, yeah, I'm pretty sure, you know, if we can go back in time, you know, and let them know, hey, you guys are being a little racist.
Right.
Or, you guys need to stop slavery. It's stupid. You know, work together as a team. But, so Nike pulled it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, really? He has no affiliation in the NFL, right? He does not play. No one wants him.
Well, I wouldn't want him.
No. And I will say this. If the Broncos were to sign him, I would not root for the Broncos until he was gone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There comes a time in life where you just need to shut up. I don't know. I mean, he's obviously when things like this happen, it always brings me back to that press conference with Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know which one. I don't care. It's neither here or there. But one of them, well, there was a lady that kept bitching and bitching and bitching and bitching and complaining about the show and how offensive it is. And for one, their disclaimer clearly says, don't watch the show. Mm-hmm. Don't even watch it. Okay? And one of them, Matt or Trey, pointed at her and said, and they were pissed. And they said, you know what? You keep fucking complaining because you just made me $1 million. So maybe there's a money thing going on here, you know, because with attention comes money. So maybe he's doing something like that. I don't know what he's trying to fucking prove. He's very unprofessional. And I think a lot of times you just need to keep your fucking opinion to yourself.
Yeah. And, you know, Nike did make this, you know, I guess, little ad for him. And, you know, I don't know. And I really do believe it really is mocking him. You know, believe. You know, that's what it started out. Believe in everything that you know is right. Even if you sacrifice everything.
Yeah.
And which he has.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. He's part white.
Yeah, I know, right?
Anybody, go on Wikipedia. Look it up. He is white. And he's had everything handed to him.
Absolutely.
How the fuck is he oppressed?
Right.
I don't get it.
Heavily educated, you know, he's attractive to, you know, I'm not saying that from a fag point. I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just fucking saying, forgive me listeners, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. That wasn't a big deal back in the day, so get over it. But look, I mean, he's got a lot going for him. What exactly he's trying to prove, I don't know. I mean, you're not going to change the world. History repeats itself, so fucking move on. I mean, and it's people like this that are contributors to problems. He's a problem, and I don't think he realizes it.
He is. He's a big fucking problem.
Yeah, and he needs to. He really should just stop. Because Nike, a mega corporation, you know, they're fucking massive. They want to make a shoe with, you know, some stars and stripes on it. Who gives a fuck? Like, seriously, who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see any harm in that. I really don't. It's just so stupid.
I don't either, and, you know, fucking, I'm sorry, you know, you've probably heard me say this before, but I'm sorry. You're in sports, alright? I don't want to hear about your political beliefs. I don't want to hear about your home life. I don't want to hear about anything besides football or whatever sport you play in.
Really?
I don't want to sit there and talk music with a sports guy.
Yeah.
You know, just like yes. I don't want to talk music with or movies with a music guy.
Yeah, amen.
Because that's not what you specialize in.
Yep. Yep.
You're
not going to talk to a dentist about how to be a better baseball player.
Exactly. Hey, hey doc. What do you think I need to do to make my curveball more curvier?
Really? Oh, so what are you calling? You need to make a doctor's appointment? What's going on? Yeah, my dick isn't getting hard anymore. And dick, I don't mean my actual dick. I mean I can't throw my 3-pointers anymore. Was that mean? Probably. Anyways. And here comes the I love that Key and Peele skit. And here comes the alleged rapist, and he just made a slam dunk, and he made it look easy. And then he says, "And if you're 7 feet tall, it is."
Man, politics and sports don't go together. Just like, I'm sorry, I don't want you in the movies. I don't care what your political beliefs are. I don't care what your religion beliefs are.
I know. Well, we're taking it too personal. I know I'm jumping in a lot on this, and I said I was going to be in bed. I purposely stayed up because this is a passionate subject for me, but and I definitely, most definitely do not want to come off like I know everything, because I don't know shit. I'm just sharing my fucking opinion. That's all this is about. But, okay, you're in the public eye. You're a celebrity. You have a responsibility. And that's not necessarily to win all the time. It's not necessarily to lose all the time. No, I'm talking about you have a responsibility because you're in the goddamn public eye. So what direction are you going to go? Are you going to make an ass out of yourself? Or are you going to be a role model for all the kids that look up to you? Probably B. You want to be a role model for all the kids that look up to you. So Colin Kaepernick, is a contributor to what is fucking up society. He really is. He absolutely is. You're at work. You're playing a child's game, but I'm sorry, you're still at work. Keep your personal issues at home. If I went to work tomorrow, well, I don't work tomorrow, but if I went to work, right, and I started spilling out all my personal issues, I'd get fired. That's ironic. Where's Kaepernick? Nowhere to be found. Keep your personal shit to yourself. The only reason people care about it is because he's a goddamn cajillionaire and he's famous. Think about it if it was me. Justin Dimas stopped to Nike. People would be like, I don't give a fuck.
Nah.
You know what I mean? He's a bitch. I have no respect for him at all. He's an asshole.
And I'm sorry.
It's horrifying, isn't it? Does this mean that we have
if you find anything offensive with what someone is saying or what someone is doing, what a company is coming out with, you just look the other fucking way.
Really? I think it would have been cool to see Nike do that. Nike has come out with some pretty badass shoes. Damn high quality, very awesome designs. They've done well, okay? And they're a mega corporation, so good luck getting rid of them. I would think that maybe if Colin Kaepernick was the slightest bit intelligent, he would be trying to, like, eliminate Nike. And I'm not talking about this one step at a time bullshit. Perhaps that's what he's thinking. But maybe go to the CEO.
Yeah.
Not try to, maybe he paid him off or something. I don't, because you know damn good and well, if you and I went to Nike and said, this is an interesting thought. Say you and I went to Nike and said, don't do this commemorative shoe for, Betsy Ross. They'd tell us to go fuck ourselves. But notice how a multi-cajillionaire approaches them that's famous, and it pulls off.
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it? It's a money thing. It's all about money. It's always been about money.
Yeah. And
all units, officers are in pursuit of
multiple
hostile vehicles. Reported location
Betsy Ross.
The theater district.
No matter what, whether at the time America slavery was legal, but you gotta also remember at the time, who was running the country? The British.
Yeah, right.
The British. Not everyone had slaves.
No, they didn't.
And fuck, I'm Irish. I'm 50% Irish.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, my people were slaves when they came into this country.
Mm-hmm.
White people were slaves. So it wasn't just black people that were slaves, okay?
I know.
And, you know, fucking, you know, not Ewan McGregor, but, Conor McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, he waves his, you know, Irish flag because, you know, he has dual citizenship.
Yeah.
You know, he fought in Ireland. You know, he came from the streets of Ireland. And you don't hear him coming into this country and feeling oppressed.
Right.
Right, yeah, he had a hard life. You know, he had fought most of his life to survive.
Yeah.
He's still talking about fighting, though.
You know, it's interesting to hear you talk because it's like the more this conversation proceeds, I can't help but think, you know, what was the original mental intentions of why Colin Kaepernick did what he did? It's one of those things where, like, I know why we're talking about it. I do, but at the same time, it's like, why is this even in the news? Why are we talking about it? You know what I mean? This isn't a big deal. One real quick.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah, we've got a lot of nasty history behind our belt, but what fucking country doesn't? The American flag has come a long way. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, say, go America, yeah, it's all about America. That's not what I'm getting at, you know? I'm not going to do this whole redneck shit, you are who you are. What I'm saying is we've been through a lot, and things evolve, things get better, things improve.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure Ross is shaking her head right now like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, you know?
Yeah. You know, she made it, and she wanted it to be a symbol of freedom.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, so that symbol of freedom that Nike was going to do, you know, because Colin Kaepernick hasn't been in the limelight since the beginning of the football season of last year. So,
officers are engaged with the demon. Shots fired. Officers, please converge on Long.
Of course, he has to open up his mouth during our nation's birthday. Before our nation's birthday. And he calls himself an American. I think he is the most un-American right there next to Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
First off, what both Hillary and Barack Obama did, basically, treason. And,
let's talk about Halloween.
Yeah, they haven't gotten caught yet, but guess what?
Kids to dress up as a cowboy or astronaut
They're
or
getting
ballerina
close.
and trick or treat, but this
First off, they
sold
gave
the likes of Spider-Man by dressing
ammunition
up as them
to
is especially
ISIS.
the times we live in disturbing. What say you, Gino from the Bronx?
What was the other terrorist group that that one dude that we killed?
Shoot.
Not Saddam.
No, not Saddam. Fuck, what was this?
Osama bin Laden. Yeah, so, you know, and let's not forget the Benghazi thing, you know. How many people died there?
It's just sickening, you know. That's why I follow politics to a certain extent, but what people have to realize is people that are all jilted, and people who are all involved in politics are really hilarious people, because they think that what they believe and they think that what their opinion is the way that it is. There's no other explanation. What they believe is it, period. Kind of like fucking atheists, you know? They don't have a fucking clue. And you're dealing with the most powerful force in the goddamn world. We're talking about greed at its finest, because there's money and power. That's all there is. And you look, I mean, you take you and I, for example. If we sit back and just believe all of that, then we are exactly what the government wants us to be. Puppets.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you can't believe all that shit. I mean, 9/11, don't even get me started on that shit.
This is Sable Control.
Oh god.
Need an update from Devil's
Fucking 9/11.
Control. Demons are attacking.
Oh my god. Get over
I am
it.
a physics. I have to fucking toot my own horn here, but I am a physics fucking master. And buildings, I'm sorry, for one, they don't fall like that. It doesn't happen. It's physically impossible for buildings to fall like that if you hit them like that.
Yeah.
We're talking about the World fucking Trade Centers, man. These things were mammoth. They were built like fucking god tanks. I mean, you could fly 9 747s in them. They're not going to free fall to the ground. No.
Yep.
It's not going to happen. Anyways, I don't want to get on a tangent. I'm just saying, all this is just bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm not PC, because being PC is having your freedom of speech diminished.
Basically, yeah.
And no, I'm not gonna let my freedom of speech go away. So
No.
So ever since, you know, the whole Colin Kaepernick, him being a douchebag, has to be in the limelight, has to have another 15 minutes fame. You know, white boy oppressed. I mean, if I was him, I would be oppressed that, you know, I'm a big fucking douchebag.
Yeah. I mean, nobody likes the guy.
No. And yeah, I feel sorry that he played for San Francisco, and, you know, he still choked in the Super Bowl, so...
Yeah. That's funny, actually. But it's true.
So, upon him, I've been reading a lot of the paper. I've been watching a lot of MSNBC, Fox News, and shit. Some CNN. And, you know, all of them are saying, you know, that, you know, the crisis at the border, they're blaming it all on Trump. Not Fox News. Not Fox News. But, all the Democrats, right, they're blaming it on him. It's his fault. And I was watching this one where it goes, well, actually, you know, with these camps, these immigrant camps, I guess they're calling them, whatever they're calling them, they're camps, right?
Wonder if I can find anything on Michael's.
Someone asked, well, who started those camps? Barack Obama.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm shaking his head. My head, like, Barack Obama started this, and yet it's Donald Trump's fault.
Right. Well, I mean, that's one of the many things people fail to realize, is that when a president comes in, they leave behind an aftermath, so that when the next president comes in, they have to deal with that aftermath. And if any of that aftermath is visible, if you will, or still exists, then they blame it on the current president. You know what I'm saying?
I just couldn't believe.
Civilians are trapped inside their vehicles following a crash. Any officers near
Sorry, I
Firehouse,
was chewing.
please copy.
I was watching this another one where you have someone from the Democratic Party talking about, you know, how do you do questioning when you're
flying pretty close to
questioning illegal immigrants
towers to activate,
trying to come in and get asylum.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, he started going through the procedures, right? You know, asking questions. Why are you coming here? Are you?
Folks, you've no doubt heard about the riot at Empire State University.
A prisoner,
this
stuff
is
like
not
that.
Your usual toxic
And
underage drinking,
he goes,
entitled millennials, and hormones run rampant.
and the announcer was like, well, that's what Trump is
but my
doing.
sources tell me the
He's
demons
doing
drug
that. He's
turning them
doing
into
exactly what
deadly
you just
rage
said.
machines. What has become of our fair city, ladies and
And
gentlemen, when we have to fear
the dude
our
says,
own
no,
children,
he's
our
not doing
neighbors,
that. No,
our
no.
husbands and wives. Be
And
vigilant. Be on guard. And keep a close
Donald
eye
Trump
on that
is
barista
doing
with the
pretty
man
much
bun making
everything
skinny latte.
by
You could
the
be
book.
next.
And yeah, dude, I'm sorry. We live in a crazy age right now. Right is left and left is right.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly.
And all the Democrats that are running for president, all of them want open borders.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. You have open borders, you're just allowing everyone to come here.
Pretty much. And there's a lot of places around the world that are guarded. They don't do it because they hate you. They do it because if you don't, shit's going to go down.
Location is Firehouse on the west side.
And I know it's getting late, and it's dumbfounding how all of them want to just open up the borders, and I'm definitely not voting Democrat. No.
Yeah,
No. Because that means no matter what, even if that wall goes up and the next 2020 if the president wins, that's a Democrat, you know, that's getting torn down.
Right.
And, you know, we are pretty much, I guess, the last great empire. Because, I mean, if you think about it, America is an empire. It's a capitalist empire.
Yeah, sorry, that was horrible. I just smashed into a wall. Yeah, no, absolutely it is, because, I mean, everybody wants to come here. There's got to be a reason why. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to go to America and live the dream. We're not all talking about moving to fucking Poland, no offense. I'm just saying, Germany, Norway, anywhere. It's all about America. All about America.
Yeah, but why not turn your own? Why not fix the problem in your own country instead of...
I've been wondering that exact thing since I was a kid. I really have. Like, it doesn't make any... I don't understand why so many countries around the world are so fucked. they're so fucked up. Like, they just don't get it. Like,
Exactly.
I'm not saying for a perfect utopia or anything, but forget about the United States. You're not in the United States. Try to fix what's going on in your country, and if you want to come here, fine, but fix what you got going on.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I would love to live in, you know, England. Or actually, I would really love to live there. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I would too, actually. So, there's a lot of places I wouldn't mind living, but I don't know. Oh god, I'm gonna die. No, I'm not.
First off, I don't have to learn another language. And I can take a boat ride to Scotland.
Yeah.
And I still don't have to learn the language in Scotland.
Lift something heavy?
Till I'm drunk.
Right, yeah, till you're drunk, right.
But, you know, I'm not saying I would go there just because of English. Well, yeah. But, okay.
Well, yeah. That's funny. Shit. Oh.
I think England has a very awesome history.
They do. They do.
And plus, if I lived in England, I would have that better of a chance to have my picture taken next to a TARDIS.
Well, and I do think that England has something we don't. We have it, but it's not very good. But England has been known to have something pretty special, and that's. Do you want me to tell you?
What?
Oh, I don't know. I think it goes a little something like this. Base.
Lights bad. Move left.
Oh shit! I just ran that bitch over. Oh come on.
I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, so that's why. And you know, the British broadcasting companies are in the works of building their own theme park.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
Yeah, and I'm excited because they're gonna have like this big area for Doctor Who.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
that's very cool. Yeah. That's cool.
I love that show. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
I have. Believe me. I have. Believe me.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I can't wait to finish the 10th season so I can see the 13th Doctor, who is, I guess, now a woman.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I want to know if she says, still not a ginger.
Oh, shit.
And, wow, how do we get from politics to fucking, or Colin Kaepernick politics to Doctor Who?
Yeah, I know, right? Just seriously, to England. Still living in England.
Yeah.
There's not very many countries I'd want to live in, to be honest. I mean, I'm perfectly fine and happy with where I'm living now.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with America, I think. You know, well,
no, there's not. I mean, we got a mega population. We're a massive country, and despite that, we have our issues, but we're getting along just fine. And not to mention, everybody in the goddamn world wants to fucking move here. And honestly, that's part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Lights back. Move left.
Yeah, that happened. Wow, man, it's raining out here? Fuck.
And I think bull bites are ruining this country too.
That what?
Boldites.
What's his problem?
You know,
Yeah.
I hate those lesbians.
Yeah. I just hate feminist groups. I hate groups in general because they think that they know it all, and no matter what you fucking tell them, it's not right. It's not correct. It's not even anything to be taken into consideration because what that group believes is the way it is.
Exactly.
It's like they're fucking God or something. They made the universe, and I'm tired of this whole "I'm a woman, hear me roar. Look, I got biceps too." It's like, fuck you. Yeah, we all know that. You're making a fool out of yourself. That's what you're doing.
Lights back. Move left.
I hate that shit.
I specifically just hate groups.
Shoot a weapon.
I do too.
Taxi! Taxi!
And internet, we are not a group. We are called the fuck off group. So, you know.
Yeah, because if you don't like what we're saying, fuck off.
Something heavy?
Exactly. That's the, you know, it's interesting because according to the Constitution and, you know, the official laws of the United States, there's literally nothing anybody could do about this conversation. Nothing.
No.
Not a fucking thing. Unless some asshole decides to change it, but that's not going to happen because nobody wants that, so.
Hashtag Colin #7 sucks.
What's his problem?
Yeah, hashtag where the fuck is the 90s? Wait, what? Ooh, it's raining good out here.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm sorry, I'm an American. And, you know, my beliefs are my beliefs, of course. I believe as an American, no child should ever get a ribbon for participation. You should
I agree with that.
And, you know, I'm sorry. Not all kids are special.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just because you think your kid is special, you know, and I'm not saying anything bad about you or anybody.
Yeah.
It's just, not every kid is fucking special.
I'll have to find more towers.
Unless they're in special ed.
Then they're pretty damn special.
Exactly. Not to mention, you know, I know when I was in special ed, I even said it. I never call it special ed. Oh, I gotta go to, you know, retard math, retard English.
Holy shit. Sorry, it's starting to hail like a motherfucker here.
Damn.
I gotta go inside. Fuck. I don't know if you could hear that, but wow.
See, and I think the Democrats are controlling the weather.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure all the environmentalists and all the people that say that, you know, if we don't start paying attention to global warming, the world's gonna come to an end.
No, not true.
Those people can go fuck themselves.
There's no such thing as global warming. It's fucking cycles that the Earth has been going through for years.
Exactly. Amen.
Years.
It's nice to talk to somebody who sees the same thing. It's money. The more you talk about, it's a trend. The more you talk, can you imagine how many environmentalists, how many atheists, how many butt fucking assholes we're pissing off right now? Mm-hmm. Well, I got one thing to say to you. Give me a blowjob and let me come. I want to ejaculate in your mouth. Because there is no such thing as global warming. There's not. Do you have any idea how big this planet is? It's fucking goddamn massive as fuck. It's huge. It is big as fuck. And everybody takes that for granted. And you're exactly right. This motherfucking Goliath of a planet is going through cycles, and it takes care of itself. Nature is more powerful than any one individual. So kiss my ass.
And we're just getting closer and closer and closer to our next ice age.
I agree completely.
Because the polar ice caps are melting, and all that's going to do is just devastation, water, and, you know, so once it's water, it's going to freeze, or, you know, not everything's going to be, you know, below water, not everything, you know, a lot of things. Florida, miss ya.
Yeah, right. Exactly. See ya. Did anybody ever once tell you that you don't live in fucking Florida, you fucking assholes? That's a place for taking vacations. Ding, 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 ding. You don't live in Florida. So if you live in Florida and you're listening to this, you're a fucking idiot. Exactly. It's for retirement and it's for vacations. You don't fucking live there.
Yeah,
and actually, to be fair, anywhere on the East Coast, South Carolina, North Carolina, you don't live there, man. That's a vacation hole. Period.
Yeah.
God, that felt good to say that. It's the fucking truth.
Apparently, in about 300 years, California is going to be in the ocean.
Yeah, well, I won't be here, so I won't be here to care, so...
Exactly. I don't know why they're talking about, like, problems that are not even huge.
I know, it really... These liberal atheists crack me up, you know. Well, it's not... Our body returns back to the earth and it turns into soil, but it's what we do now that makes a difference in the future. I mean, that all sounds fine and dandy, but if I just have to say this, man, if we're here and there's nothing after this, then I might as well just go fuck a prostitute, do a bunch of cocaine and crack, and blow my fucking brains out, because there obviously is no purpose. I'm pretty sure there is a purpose after this.
And why do people... Here's an interesting question. Why do people spend like $1,000, $3,000, $10,000 on a casket for a body to be buried in?
You know, it's funny. My aunt recently passed away, rest in peace, and she was, dude, you would have loved talking to her. She was so goddamn intelligent. She said the same thing. She didn't believe in any of that. She thought it was horse shit. Because guess who gets to take care of you when you die? Your fucking family. So she was wise, and she was financially stable, but she still said, when I die, I want to be cremated, and I want my ashes spread on the beach. Period. You're not going to go and buy some $9,000 fucking casket just to bury that fucking piece of furniture under the ground. That doesn't make any sense. It's one of the dumbest concepts I have ever heard of. I mean, you got to think. My aunt isn't... Well, let's say we buried my Aunt Judy in the ground in a $9,000 casket. She's not there. She's not living. She's somewhere else. That's what I personally believe. Not to offend anybody. Actually, you know what? Fuck off. I don't care if I'm offending anybody. But she's not there anymore. It's just a stupid concept. Caskets and all that shit, that's for rich people.
Yeah. No. If I die... Well, I already know that I want to be cremated, but if I don't get cremated, I want one of them old 1800 pine coffins.
Hell yeah, no, nice.
No, fuck that. Put me in a hefty bag. Just bury me in the hefty bag.
That's funny.
Because...
Oh, shit, love it.
Why do I need to be comfortable when I'm fucking dead?
Really? Amen.
Oh, careful with his neck.
I know, it's like, if I saw that I was buried in some luxurious coffin and had this big old headstone, and if, you know, what we know to be true, I come back and I visit my grave, I'd be like, now what in the fuck did you do that for? That's what I would say.
Alright, I'm gonna have to go to my children's house. Alright, which one do I go to the oldest first?
I guess I'm gonna haunt you now because you're a fucking retard. 12 grand for a casket, okay.
Oh.
I'm not in the casket, my body is, but I'm not in the fucking casket anymore.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some poltergeisting going on around the child whoever paid for that casket. There's definitely going to be some poltergeisting around. I'm going to haunt that bitch. Or
put your palms on the screen, and I'm going to fuck you over. Because that is just it's seriously the dumbest concept I've ever heard of, man. I'm really glad you brought that up. That's so stupid.
This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull you halfway into the TV. And then I'm going to turn off the TV.
What's his problem?
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Shit.
I don't know. I mean, and this is all people because everyone around the world does something extravagant. You know, the Egyptians, they had sarcophaguses.
Yeah.
And I guess the only reason why they decorated those up is so that when the living comes to see, you know, it's pretty.
Right.
Man, no one wants to see that shit. There's a dead body in there.
I know, right?
What's up?
Yeah. Yeah, the whole concept of funerals in general are just weird to me. I don't like. Here's the thing. Like, I'm going based off of my beliefs here. So, with all that aside, that's neither here or there. Okay, I'm going completely based off of my beliefs. Okay, I already made it clear that if there's nothing after this, then what the fuck is the point?
Yeah.
Right? So, so that's number one. Number two. When I move, because I don't like to say, well, like for example, my son. I've had 2 sons that have died. I don't want to say that my sons are dead. I want to say that my sons have moved on to the next chapter. That's just my personal belief. I feel like they moved on to something else. What was their purpose here? Probably just to get a body. Who the fuck knows? I'm Justin. I'm not God. But I don't want to walk to my funeral and be like, why is there all this sad music going on? You know? Like,
yeah.
Because that happens at every goddamn funeral. There's sad music. I understand the fact that people are crying. I get it. I understand. But why the sad music? Why the sad this and that and the other? You're like, why not some dance music? Why not something happy? I mean, for Christ's sake. I mean, I moved on to the next chapter. I'm better than you. I'm happier than you. I'm moving on. I'm in a way better position than you. If there should be any sad music, it should be sad music commemorating the fact that you are still in this fucked up life that we call Earth.
No, and I like that you bring that up because, you know, of course when I die I'm gonna have last will and testament.
Stable teams, this is Control. What's the situation at
you know,
Central?
APC under fire. If I'm gonna have one sad song, right, I don't want it to be that sad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be a song that when you listen to it, it's gonna make you think of the happy times.
Right.
That I had,
exactly.
how happy I was, right? You know?
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I want my funeral to be a fucking rock concert.
I know, right? Yeah,
I want
exactly.
it to be a concert of my playlist. And you guys all have to listen to it, because it's my last will and testament, and you have to do what I said.
Yep, exactly. That's funny.
You know, I mean, yeah, I want smoke machines, you know. I want a light show going on. And
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, as long as you didn't kill yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, in a way, really, it's a goddamn accomplishment, you know? I mean, you endured this life, I said that weird. But you've endured to the end, whatever. You've done the best that you can, and you've literally moved on to the next chapter. And for all we know, there was 10 chapters before this life. We don't know that. We won't know that until we move on to the next chapter. That, you know, it's just the way it is. That's what I believe. I'm not pushing that on you. I'm not pushing that on the community, whoever's listening and will listen. I'm just saying that's what I personally believe, because again, if we're here and there's nothing after, and unfortunately there's no way to know that, but if we're here and there's nothing after, talk about a waste of time. Talk about a waste of fucking time.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm probably going to get off, but before I get off, I want to say one thing. You know, Bo Burnham.
Gonna need to jumpstart more surveillance towers, or I'll never know what's going on in this district.
He has a song called, Through the Perspective of God, right?
Uh-huh.
Good song. Look it up. Listen to it.
Yeah, check it out.
One of the parts that he says in the song is, and the first time I ever heard it, it like fucking just made my brain just think. You know, we're all talking about when we die we go to heaven, but how do we know this already isn't heaven?
Oh, I know. Well, yeah, I think it's hell, but, you know, I gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's cool. It's cool.
We live in a crazy world, and religion, politics, Democrats are all trying to destroy it.
You know, Patrick has a tattoo on him that says you have to go through hell before you get to heaven. And I've always thought that, you know, I mean, think about how shitty life is. I mean, it fucking sucks. You know, you're late on bills, you're trying to pay bills, you got to get rid of your personal belongings to get money to pay shit. There's always something going on. And I feel like, and there's all the temptation, there's all the mistakes and everything. I'm sure I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But I feel like we are going through hell. I don't believe that the whole, you know, the stigma of going to hell is a matter of us burning to death. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's just something people made up. I mean, I think this is hell. People being possessed by demons and shit like that. And I mean, it's just awful. It's fucking torturous, right? So I think that after this life, then we'll be, you know, where we want to be. That's my take on it.
Yeah, and okay, one more thing, because I want to, after you said that, because this series of book I used to read, Odd Thomas, in he had a girlfriend, and his girlfriend says that, you know, right now we're in training. That this is training. That when we get on this earth, it's training. And then when we go on to the next, it's another level.
I like that. I like that a
There's
lot, actually.
Different levels of life.
Yep.
Or, as she said it, there's different trials of life.
Yeah.
And,
wow, I really like that a lot. That's powerful. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, the series, it starts off with Odd Thomas. They do have a movie. Don't watch the movie before you read the book.
Okay.
Because the book when I got it for Christmas or my birthday one year. I literally opened it and could not stop reading it.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It was that good.
Okay, yeah, I'll take your word for sure. That's great. I would love to get into some of that for sure.
Yeah, and it was like the first non-science fiction book I owned.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. That's cool. You know, the other thing I want to say, just, you know, before we get off here is, wouldn't that be sad to know if, it's funny how we went from Colin Kaepernick to this, whatever. That's what makes a good podcast. But anyways, you know, wouldn't it be sad to know that, I mean, more people have died and moved on than there are people on this planet. Like, literally, like, way more.
Yeah.
And if every single one of those individuals does not exist, then I guess all I can say about that is, well, we're dumb to think that there isn't anything after this. You know what I mean? What a waste.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's the case. I think that there is something. There fucking has to be. Fucking has to be. I mean, I don't care if you're religious or a, you know, a dumbass atheist. There has to be something after this.
Yeah. Well, atheists are like Democrats. They have no clue what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
yeah, pretty much. Absolutely.
Hope you guys all had a very happy Independence Day. Happy 4th, America. Fuck yeah. Colin Kaepernick, hashtag go fuck yourself.
Yeah, really.
Alright, Justin, you have a good night.
Should get to Oscorp and see if I can find anything on Michaels.
Alright, sounds good, man. I'll talk to you later.